With the 8th pick in the first round of the 2016 NWSL College Draft, the Houston Dash select Janine Becky, Texas Tech University.
Well, it's a big week for Texas Tech soccer last week, as yet for the second year in a row, a Texas Tech soccer player was taken in the top 10 picks of the National Women's Soccer League draft. Coach Stone, what does this mean for your program? Janine Becky taken 8th overall to the Houston Dash, and then Allie Murphy, a midfielder out of Plano, taken 20th overall.
It was a great day for the program. You see these two young ladies who have worked so hard, and really when you look at the time that they put into their careers here, the time that they spent working on their game, this was always one of their goals and aspirations, was to play soccer after college. So to see them both have that chance, and then to have them both picked in the top 20 players in the country for seniors, on draft day was a great day for all Red Raiders.
Once the 2016 season kicks off, you will have 6 of your former players spread amongst the league. What does that mean for Texas Tech soccer?
Well, I think it speaks to, one of the things that we, way back in the day and started this program, thought was a foundational piece for this, that we want to win championships here. We want these kids to have a great soccer experience and get a great degree from Texas Tech. But a lot of attention has been paid to their overall development. We've got all former youth coaches. This is what we do. And players have been attracted to this program that want to play after college. So seeing Jaylene Hinkle with the full women's national team, seeing Janine with Canada, seeing Allie and Haley and Taylor Lytle, and all these players, hopefully getting their chance and then playing ultimately in the pro league has been really exciting for us. And it kind of furthers the cause, because a lot of players that come here are interested in playing on, and these players are proving that not only can you win here and get a great degree here, but you might be a pro soccer player.
Level. And I think it says a lot about Texas Tech, that hasn't historically been known as a soccer school, but last year reached the Sweet 16 for the first time, almost got there again. This year, and again coached by Tom Stone, who coached 3 seasons in the WSA, so he knows what it takes for these players to go from college to pro.
Now, Janine taken by the Houston Dash, Allie Murphy by the Washington Spirit. A lot of connections, though, Red Raider ties to both of those teams. Let's start with the Dash.
Well, I coach against Jim Gabarra for the Spirit, and then I played for Randy Waldrum at the Dash in Houston. And Randy was my high school coach, and he was the coach at Notre Dame, won a bunch of national championships there, and now he's coaching in Houston, which gives him an opportunity to see the Red Raider team quite a bit. We played them in the spring a few years ago, and I remember after the game, they slipped me a note and said, Brianna Romer, Katie Heap, Allie Murphy, and Janine Becky, they were all sophomores, and all 4 looked like they had pro potential, and they were only 19 at the time. And so I think for him to have the chance to grab Janine, they need a goal scorer on that team. That's certainly what Janine is. Was great for him, great for us, and he's been able to keep his eye on her, so I think he knows what he's getting.
Some exciting news outside of the draft. Katie Heap, though, another fantastic player for this program, will also get her chance alongside her former teammate in Janine Becky with the Houston Dash as well.
Well, there's 2 ways to get in the league. You can, actually there's 3 ways. You can be invited into a big tryout, which is a tough road to get there. You can be drafted, and you can be invited in. And Houston had traded away a bunch of their picks. Katie Heap was high on their radar, but Randy told me, look, I'm hoping she doesn't get taken, and I'm calling her. And as soon as the draft is over, her phone was ringing. They're like, listen, we want you in Houston. You have a great chance to make the team. So much of it is fit. What Jim Gabarra needs in Washington, Allie Murphy is that type of player. So she's a fit there. He took Taylor Lytle as an undrafted free agent when he was the coach at Sky Blue, Jim did. And Taylor has been a starter there for 3 years. I think the same thing is the deal with Katie. I think they need what she has. She's a great fit for Randy. She's a great fit for the Houston Dash team. So she's got a great shot at making it. And I think that all 3 of these young ladies will be ready when they get to camp.
As a coach, what is draft day like for you? And just on the phone with those guys after they get the phone call and they get their chance at a professional career?
I think it varies from player to player. I think with Janine, the expectation that she would go high was there, but then the relief that she ended up at we think the right team and the right coach to fit her. I mean, Carly Lord, Morgan Bryan, and the other players that are going to be put around her, like Janine scores. So these players are going to tee her up to score. So that's why we were so happy she ended up there. And then when Allie's name was called, she's literally driving here to train, and I text her, I'm on an airplane watching the draft on Wi-Fi.
Select Allie Murphy, Texas Tech University.
And I text her. She's at a gas station driving down here with Natalie. And evidently there's some dance party going on at the gas station when she finds out she's picked.
I would never have known without
Yeah.
Well, I promised to tell you when I hadn't researched a player, and I don't have much on Allie Murphy other than that she was the second-team All-Central Region selection for Texas Tech last year, and she's a midfielder. So I can't speak to that a whole lot more. I haven't seen her on tape. we'd seen Janine Becky from Texas Tech, and we looked at Katie Heaps from Texas Tech. I hadn't heard a whole lot about Murphy. She goes to Washington here at number 20.
It was exciting. They had a whole different feel to it. I think she was certainly thrilled, and you couldn't be happier for a player like Allie, who's just so pure in her approach and her desire. And she's a soccer freak. She just loves it. So that was that. And then with Katie, it was like, whew, okay, good. You got invited by the right team. Are you ready? Yes, I'm coming. I mean, they all came to Lubbock right away to get training, to get with Katie Munger, to get with us. And so, yeah, it was super exciting.
When you look back at the draft, there was only 4 schools with more than one pick in the top 20 picks. And then you were the only school in Texas and the only school in the Big 12 with multiple picks in the entire draft. Texas Tech soccer is on the map.
Well, again, I think it just speaks to the fact that this is part of how we wanted our program to be. Not necessarily just a 4-year soccer experience, but one that could prepare these players, for their chance in the pros. And having coached in the pros and having been with the U.S. team in and out of that program, just being able to offer them the advice and the counsel and the guidance. Look, if you want this is how we think you should train, behave, work out. But ultimately, it comes down to those players wanting that, because these pro coaches, their job's on the line every day, more so than even ours. They're fired pretty quickly if they don't win now. And so they looked at the Texas Tech players as ones that could help them get there. And so we're certainly thrilled with that, and it's something that we want to continue. The players we're recruiting now are saying, hey, look, you got all these girls in the pros. What does that take? And we say, 80% you, 20% our guidance, because these players really have to do all the work. But it's nice to be able to lay that roadmap out. And, some choose not to follow it. But the ones that have seen the fruits of their labor.
Before I let you get out of here, what is that jump like? It's a big jump when you go from high school or club to college soccer. But when you take that jump from college soccer to the professional ranks or even the national team ranks, what is that like?
Coming from from high school and club soccer to college, it's a jump in maturity. It's a jump, obviously, in athleticism. It's a jump in mentality, overall commitment to your game, because you really can't totally be prepared for what the grind is in college. But going to the pros, it's double that, because now everyone's mentality is great. Everyone is super fit. Everyone's been in the weight room. All the little intangibles that help you make the jump to college, everyone has those in the pros. Now it's execution. Now it's productivity. It's a little more black and white. Either you can handle it or you can't. And so this jump is obviously more significant, and you're playing for, your rent. You're playing for your mortgage. You're playing for your family. And so it's a whole different ballgame. Obviously, the stakes are much higher. It's much harder. That's why so few of them do it. And the league is small now. The league's growing. We added Orlando this year. We're going to add some more teams, hopefully. But it's a tough league to get into. So if all these players sign and have the career we hope they will, man, it'll be fun for Red Raider fans to see these girls spread out around the league.
Without a question. Congratulations, Coach Stone. Keep up with Texas Tech Soccer year-round on Twitter at Red Raider Soccer or at TexasTech.com or here at Texas Tech TV. We'll see you soon.